The Nerdery has officially begun collecting McFarlane Batman figures. Was out on a toy hunt with my daughter this weekend, and I knew the toy gods had left it there for me. It would have dishonored them not to grab it. I may or may not have several more on the way, so please subscribe to see what's coming. The bat symbol in the chest lights up. Here are the instructions in the box on how to change the batteries. Wow, this is so different than Marvel Legends. Comes with a card and a stand. Holy action figure stand, Batman. Here's the trading card inside the box. I think that's a really cool touch to get these, man. I'll have to figure out what to do with them. Let me know in the comments what you do with your card collection. Imagine this, getting a nice stand for your action figure. Let us liberate the Dark Knight. Dude. Wow! Out of the basement, salacious rum. Other collector friends were right. I really needed to look into McFarlane much earlier. First impression out of the box is the sculpt work is next level. It feels really sturdy in my hand. I'm really impressed. I'm almost speechless. All right, there's the tank for his hazmat suit. This lever says pull. Guessing that's gonna allow me to turn on the bat light right in his chest. Hazmat Batman stands up perfectly right out of box. His mask comes with a hazmat shield so he can breathe air safely for, I'm sure, when Joker releases toxins. His head rotates nicely. Oh, you can see the light come on. I gotta figure out how to do that. His head rotates nicely side to side, and you do get head tilt with it. He's got a grimaced expression on his face and white bat eyes. I really appreciate the tubing running off of it. It's a soft material. Man, it's super pliable even though it's bent in the shape, so you don't have to worry about it popping out or breaking when you're putting him in different poses. The tubing does connect to the tank in the back, and I believe this is where if I press it, the light goes on. That's so cool. I think there's a way to keep it on for photos, so I'll have to figure that out in a second. Man, this is just some next level work here. I love the armor on the shoulder. You can see the weathering. It has paint going through it, continues on the forearms, and you have the patented Batman spikes. And there's different gradients on the chest. You can see a hazmat label, the bat with a blue outline, and then his midriff has a totally different type of texture to it than the rest of the suit. So on this side you have an armor that's weathered, and then over here you have your control panel for the hazmat suit. It has a clear panel and then you can see the buttons on it, man. I really appreciate how they're different from side to side. That adds a super cool touch to it. Check that out. I moved his arms upwards so we could see the midriff and below, and he didn't topple over. What a well-balanced figure. All I'm really seeing are the positives of this figure and thinking about all the negatives of the prior relationship I was in with Hasbro. The belt is a really cool shiny gold. Texture continues all the way down to the underoos but stops at the thighs. And again, this tubing is super soft and pliable, so I don't fear it breaking or popping out when I'm rotating the figure around. Looks like he has some smoke bombs on his leg. Some of the armor gradient continues here, but then you get the silver armor on the side. And then when you get down to the knee pads, man, you get gold spikes on them with the weathered silver, and everything matches with the boots. And the backside isn't an afterthought either. You got some armor on the back thigh, and then the belt wraps around as well. And everything here works so synergistically. You have different gradients of armor, the gold, the silver, the light blue bat symbol. This is just an incredible looking figure. And one of the best parts is it was only $19.99. Not $25, not $30, $19.99. And this is so cool for an action figure. If you press the tank on in the back, I don't have any other action figures that light up other than the Sentinel. This is such a cool touch to a Batman figure. I'm really excited to take pictures with this and see how it looks. And I'm even more excited to set up the bat cave in my Nerdery. I was wondering if it would project a bat symbol, but it actually just projects some light. I might have passed out if it did project a bat symbol. But you can see the way the light reflects on the wall. I think this is going to be cool because if you get a Joker or some other villain, you can have the bat symbol reflecting off it. Or if he was walking through like a layer of poison smoke, the bat symbol would be shining through it so you could see what was going on. Engineering genius. There's a little button here in the back. I was actually pressing this in before. But there's a little button in the back that turns it on and off. When you press it in, it stays on, and when you decompress it, it turns off. I really appreciate how it's jet black and shiny, and totally offers a visual juxtaposition to everything on the suit except the smoke bombs on his thigh. What's really cool is this symbol really looks blacked out even though it's clear for the light to shine through. Seeing that this is my first McFarlane figure, I was very interested in articulation. The shoulder comes all the way out. It doesn't have a cut at the bicep, but it does swivel at the shoulder. I didn't realize this till I got in for a closer look, but it has butterfly shoulder joints that are hidden. I really like that versus seeing like a big cutout there that kind of takes you out of the aesthetic. Dude, I still can't get over the different gradient in his armor and then the hazmat symbol behind the bat. This thing is amazing. You get better than 90 degrees at the elbow. You have a full cut and swivel here at the torso that does 360, but it also hinges here at the belt. Not only do you get the upper torso moving, but the midriff moves independently as well, which you're really gonna need for Batman to dispense justice in the Batcave. Holy splits, Batman. It kicks out wide, and then he has a double pin knee joint. And even though the armor comes down near the ankle, it still has a nice rock back and forth and twist side to side. And like I said, I posed him immediately out of box with ease, and I've been able to move him in a couple different positions already. Balances well, even with the tank on the back. What a nice breath of fresh air. Cow, I just realized this when I was posing him. He also articulates right on the toes. Let's see if that helps with any cool poses. I was easily able to get Batman in the sparring pose. He looks cool, like he's about to dispense some justice or vengeance. I'm really enjoying just exploring this figure and the differences between a McFarlane and a Hasbro one. Knee pads are soft. This does not hinder movement at all. And you can see where the knee pad ends right below the joint. So he kicks up perfectly and then kicks all the way back, and then you maintain the aesthetic of the knee pad. It doesn't hinder articulation or movement at all. I'd get him into a superhero pose, but I was able to get him bent on one knee with ease. Again, with one arm up, one arm down, and he balanced so well. In fairness, I can't get any legends in that pose either. Using the stand, I was able to get him to do a leg kick all the way out, and he balanced perfectly. I didn't even have to struggle with this, legitimately. I put his foot in the peg, I kicked his leg out, I moved this arm back and this arm going forward, like you would when you're kicking someone to get more tension, twisted his midriff a little, and he balanced perfectly right on the spot. Once again, using the stand, I was able to pose him with one leg up in the air. He's running forward, lunging at the Joker, about ready to knock him out. I could never, ever do this with any Marvel Legends figure. After several minutes, I was finally able to get Iron Man posed stoically. Here he is scaled next to Hazmat Suit Batman and the Hydra Stomper. And that Hydra Stomper is a big boy, isn't he? You know, I'm digging this 7-inch scale compared to the 6. Maybe it's just the newness of it all. Maybe it's just because it's different and I'm so dissatisfied with Hasbro lately that any little change seems grandiose in comparison. I gotta tell you, across the board, this McFarlane figure is kicking Hasbro's butt. I do think the MCU sculpts are way better than the comic book sculpts. The difference between Batman and Iron Man wasn't as jarring. Next to the finely detailed sculpt work of this McFarlane Batman, the difference is absolutely jarring in terms of visual quality, sculpt quality, and articulation. Gorgeously sculpted, different paint and gradients all throughout it, articulates super well, stands easy, has a light up bat symbol in the chest, and I love the way that the 7-inch figure scales. I love the way the accessories are soft and pliable, so they don't pop out, there's no fear of them breaking, and it doesn't hinder any movement with the head or the torso. He is an amazing figure. I'm totally smitten. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I'm gonna keep seeing McFarlane toys and might not call Hasbro back for a little bit.